got Bethesda again, now allowing the sale of used games or something along those lines. Microsoft acquiring new talent, poaching talent from Sony. What else we got going on? Red Dead Redemption 4K Pro and whatever the case. We got that backlash. You also got the developer from Tomb Raider. Not afraid of the competition. I've seen Craft in the video on that. We can talk about that also. And yeah, so as you guys come in, grab a seat, hit the like button. We should have a very, very entertaining show today, to say the least. I don't know. Tim said he's going to try to pop in if he can. So I guess starting from left as the room fills up. What's going on with your good brother D? I haven't spoken to you basically all week. What's going on?
I got some disappointing news for you. I ended up getting a Switch. Now the kids, they have their own Switch, whatever, right? And I saw a good deal on one that I couldn't resist, and I ended up picking a Switch. But it is for testing purposes. Read between the lines. I'm not going to say anything on the air, but it's for testing purposes. And yeah, I ended up getting a Switch. I'll be honest, my opinion hasn't really changed on it. Come on, I play on PC, so like.
Yo, D got a Switch when Nintendo killed Luigi, man. That's what happened.
So the Switch to me is like, playing games on a mobile phone. It's interesting. I find the battery life is kind of shitty on it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm playing around with it. So yeah, that's what's new with me. I got a Switch. Boo.
All right. Chris Steele, my porn podcaster. What's going on, good brother?
Just chilling, hanging out, playing a little bit of that. What's that game called? Dante's Inferno. It's not a bad game. A lot of people, I remember calling it the poor man's God of War, but you know what?
No, that was a damn good game. Let me tell you something, bro. That was one of my top games. I've said it on them shows of last generation. I don't know. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but it's really graphic at the end. Trust me, get that far. And my old lady doesn't watch me play many games. Just when me and her was rocking Tough in the Leather. That's one of the games she would actually watch me play through. You know what I mean? From start to finish. And that was a really good game. Dante's Inferno. I think EA has let that studio go. What's that? Visceral made that game, right? If I'm not mistaken. Visceral game?
Yeah. Didn't they close Visceral, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Microsoft.
I don't know if EA owns the rights to Original, but I would love to see a sequel.
No, they do. I imagine they do.
What do you call it? Dante's Inferno. Because the way it ends, I'm not going to tell you, we didn't get there yet. It sets up for a sequel automatically.
Yeah, I probably would have never played it had it not gone into EA Access. I mean, it's a game that I like, but it was towards the generation where I was all in with COD, and that's all I wanted to play. So now I'm kind of going back and playing some of these older titles that are coming through with EA Access and Xbox back compat. So
you know what? It came out at a good time. It came out around Mass Effect. Was Mass Effect 2? Whatever Mass Effect, maybe Mass Effect 3. I don't remember. But it came out that God of War 3. I remember me playing all three of them like in. One right after each other. But again, that's a great game. It's on EA Access for free, isn't it? I have this around here some damn way. I'll find it.
I gotta say real quick, I'm loving like EA Access, even the premium service, and I gotta say, Xbox Game Pass is so wicked. They're putting some real good games in there, like third party games in there. I'm impressed.
Preach on, brother. Preach on. Go ahead, man.
Oh well, I mean, competition. How you say still sharp and still? You know what I mean? Actually, what's it called? EA. What's it called on PC? It's called what?
EA Origin, I think it's called.
I would love to have that version on the consoles. Was it $15 a month or something? You get to actually own the games or download them.
Yeah, you could pay the yearly option. I think for the year it's like $89 or something like that.
I would love to have that.
It's like $130 Canadian, so I don't know. Translate that into US. Yeah, and you get all the games, full access, and of course all the stuff that's in the vault. I'm gonna be switching over my regular EA Origin access to the Premier, and they're actually giving me credit. So they said, you have this much time left on your Origin. We'll credit you that on top of your.
Look at EA being pro-consumer.
And we'll give you a discount. So that's, hey man, I gotta say, I'll be switching over real soon, man. I'm just waiting for a good game to drop that I really want, like Battlefield, and it'll be worth it for me at that point, right?
Madden's really good. I already burned through my 10-hour trial on EA Access.
Great. I love that game.
Yeah, Madden is awesome. And shout out to my cousin. My cousin's up in that game.
I seen him fucking dweeb.
Yeah, that was pretty dope for me as a gamer to see like a family member in one of them games, and Madden, such a iconic game, man.
I'm gonna be in Madden next year, dating grannies on the sideline. You bitch. Okay, Chris. Crap game of the most controversial. My man, the clickbait master Stuart in here. What's going on, good brother? Haven't spoken to you in
not much,
week.
man. Just doing my thing.
Snapping legs.
What's that?
The pony leg snapper. You out here doing your thing?
Yeah, man. Just having fun, doing my thing, man. I've actually been really into the Madden stuff, man. I just that game.
Well, can I get a game? Cause somebody played next gen. Every time I ask for a match, now we on Sea of Thieves right now, and I'm dog shit at Madden. I'm dog shit.
You're bad at Madden. I know you only have 3 plays, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, one trick pony, literally.
Yeah. Oh. it's you know what? It took me a while to get used to it. Like, if you guys play the season, how many minutes do you guys play your quarters at?
5.
Like
whatever's online. Was it 5-6 minutes?
I mean, yeah, they do like 5-6 minutes, but I find that that's not enough to get accurate. Like,
bro, I got too many guys. Unless I ain't doing no 12-minute half, I got too much.
I don't like. I got mine. I got mine put up to. I got mine set up to about 9-minute quarters or whatever.
Damn.
So
I thought we were gonna do a league or a tournament or something.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to set one up, man. I gotta get Mooch involved, and we both Mooch the copy. So, it's that game's amazing, man. Hopefully, maybe Chris can get in on that too if he can buy the game.
Oh yeah, we can make it happen.
No. I'm waiting till the vault. I don't buy Madden no more.
Oh shit.
This is great.
Yeah, we need to, like I said, we could run a tournament or something for who's the scrubbiest of us all. As long as I'm coming in last place, you saw I kick Kid Smooth's teeth in. I made him uninstall the game with my 3 plays, my 3 plays. You know what I mean? But yeah, we can make it happen though.
I gotta say though, I was laughing this week at how Porter Rock did you, man. Those
that motherfucker grabbed the fucking Philly what do you call them goddamn guys? The Eagles. I don't play fucking Madden. You know what I mean? He came in with his game face. I got the ace up my sleeve, Black Baron. That Wii U weirdo was the fucking Madden fucking master. That motherfucker's no joke on that man. He used to participate in those tournaments. Ranked high as hell.
I see he's already ranked at 100.
Yeah, that motherfucker the truth. Baron can play that shit, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No one's beat him yet.
Ain't nobody beating him in this community. I'll bet a paycheck on that if I had a job. But
as long as you get over 0, it's good.
Yeah. Nobody's beating him.
He's ranked 100 in the world, so yeah, he's got skills for sure.
Yeah, and he wrestles on the side, so in between that, and he's already ranked like 100. He doesn't lose, really.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
What's what?
Chat.
Oh, okay. I don't see the chat.
We got somebody with like 20 sock accounts.
I know.
Oh, no,
It's the third one putting in a timeout.
Oh, well, if they saying something racist or whatever, ban their ass.
Yeah.
Ban them.
They want people to think that's more than one person right there, but we all know.
If they say, listen, I don't mind any jokes. I ain't got to read them. As long as they ain't put that racist with no kids, nothing. If they are, kick their ass. But Nathan, that's why I got you speaking right now, good brother. Don't get stage shy. What's going on with you as the room clears? Fills up?
I recently, like I told you, upgraded to my PC, and I've been making a whole bunch of fucking videos.
Bro,
like a video out almost every day.
You talking about this $12,000 PC one more day, one more again.
Yeah, let's see. I think the next video will be on Monday, so we're gonna keep steamrolling this.
All right.
Also, before we begin the show, I just gotta say, Sony fans, is that crossplay still fake outrage?
Oh man,
is this still fake outrage?
We got listen. You start. Hey, Neff, man, you starting this shit already, good brother. Jesus Christ, man.
Put the mood in.
Yeah, I see, man. Kim Mega hasn't gotten here yet, but at least Xbot. I'm sorry, I haven't spoken to you. What's going on, man? I haven't spoken to you about 2 weeks. What's going on with you, good brother?
Chilling. Just on my Destiny 2 grind. This is the headliner right here from my kind of like podcast marathon. I've done. This is the 4th show in like 3 days, and I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to get into it. Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is 4K on PS4 Pro and X. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm just putting the title of the show as I'm live. All right. Also, I spoken to everybody. At least got the intros or whatever the case may be, or everyone's at least hi. Guys, as you come in, I'm not looking at the chat. I don't see you guys. If you say hi to me, I do apologize. I'm tweeting it out and all the other fancy shit. But again, what you guys want to start off with first? You want to start off with Red Dead Redemption 4K on the Pro, the X?
Red Dead.
I think that's where we should go.
Okay, Red Dead, talk to me. Like I've been in a diabetic coma. Oh shit!
Whoa.
What the fuck was that? Someone speaker? Who was that? Run DMC?
He must be talking about the pro version, right?
There is no way the pro version will be native 4K. You got God of War, which is 440p. Am I wrong? That's on the pro. That's not native 4K. What first-party PlayStation game is native 4K?
Actually, I don't think there's a current gen game like AAA that is native 4K. So it's obviously not.
What Madden is?
I know. I think they got Madden.
Yeah, like the
that Madden and the original Shadow.
There's no way that. I mean, we all know that's just Sony being Sony, right? I mean,
Okay. But listen. To be fair, I don't want anyone to take a massive L. I gotta go to the disclaimer. You know, I don't have friend or foe. Everything you can to say will be recorded against you in the later show. Now, listen. With that being said, I don't think Red Dead is graphically impressed. Look, they got Grand Theft Auto 5 up to
what?
What?
I don't think so.
I thought it
If
was
you watch it on a 4K TV, you might rewatch that one.
Listen, hear me out before you jump down my throat. What I'm saying is, look,
I don't know about that.
Take-Two or Rockstar was able to get the original Xbox version of Grand Theft Auto 5 up to 1080p minus the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was last gen. Though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I would
1080p. You're talking about 1080p versus native 4K.
But yeah, about to say it's a last gen game. There's a bunch of last gen games at 1080p.
Hear me out. What I'm just saying, it wouldn't surprise me if that game, because I'm honestly comparing that to what do you call it? God of War. God of War leaps and bounds graphically.
You might have to relook at that trailer, but I'm gonna say I don't even know if it'll be necessarily native 4K on the X, but no, it's not gonna be native 4K on the Pro.
But do we get an official statement from one of the higher ups?
Did Aaron Greenberg say something crap? What was that?
Aaron Greenberg said true 4K on the Xbox One X.
So if that's native, well then there you go. But I don't know. If you see Red Dead, like not only is it graphically beautiful, but that's a huge open world game. Like I imagine that's even bigger than God of War.
Bigger than The Witcher 3 even.
Yeah, but on the Xbox with the GPU that it has, it can hit 4K, and this game is being capped at 30 frames per second. So
yeah, we have to remember that.
It'll be able to hit 4K, and PlayStation just being PlayStation. Any game that's upscaled is using a 4K buffer, right? Anyway, so that's how they can get away saying that it's going to be in 4K, but it's definitely not going to be native.
They say Spider-Man's in 4K too, but it's it's 1440p.
No,
whatever.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Well, it is what it is. Like,
Here comes the Spider-Man.
Hey Chris, you so fucking cheesy, yo. Hey Chris, you janky as hell, bro. You know what, motherfucker? You just showed your age by that fucking clip right there.
Hold on,
You
the
showed
Bgst highlight of the day.
Hey yo, you showed your fucking age with that fucking tweet, with that shit there.
I used to watch that cartoon.
Yo,
God damn
you
it.
are janky as hell, bro. God damn, I know you talking about. Shit. Oh
He
man.
does whatever a Spider-Man can.
Okay. I'm just saying, but I won't be surprised if it is. I mean,
Man. Spider can.
look at the
I
heat.
don't know what that is. He died in Infinity War.
I didn't see it.
Feels so good.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying. Look at the hate. Here I come to have a positive Xbox fucking podcast today, and I'm getting all this hate on my preferred platform, the PlayStation. But listen. Now, I thought, what's the guy name?
It doesn't graphically it looks good.
I'm not negating that it doesn't. I'm just saying I wouldn't put it as a showpiece. Like,
dude,
bro, go watch that trailer again right now.
That game is beautiful.
Did you watch it on your 4K TV?
Every TV in my house is 4K. What are you talking about? It's 4K. I live in a 4K
I was
embassy.
watching. I don't know if it was
You're
IGN or one of the channels, but when the main character was thrown out the window and he lands in the mud, his body impression is left in damn mud. Like that game is.
and you have to keep in mind that's on the Pro too. Like it's gonna look better on the X, but also go look at that once versus the first game graphically, and you'll be able to see what a big difference that is. And if you play the first one on the X, you can play it in native 4K and it looks great. But that even doesn't look anywhere close to what we saw.
Oh, okay. Let me make what I'm saying clear. I'm not saying that it doesn't look great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if I had to go by the best looking game that's came out this generation, I wouldn't put Red Dead up in there. You know what I mean?
I think Red Dead at least in the top 3.
You think so? Oh, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, like I don't know what you're watching.
Yeah, I gotta watch that shit again, then, bro. I didn't see all
I'd
that.
say it's in the top. I'd say it's in the top 10
Maybe
or
top
so.
5.
Yeah, I would say top 10, man. Because when you look at some of the better looking games we've had this generation, it'd be tough to put it in the top 5.
I also got to think about like how big the world is too. Like that's
yeah,
a big factor.
open world is tough. Open world is tough. But I like what they showed off did look pretty damn impressive to me. And definitely a big upgrade to the first game, so that's something that's pretty cool. I don't like. I'm gonna get the regular version. It is kind of weird how they got like so many different versions of the game, some with different content. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty confusing.
And some of the games have like specific exclusive like stuff, right? Like missions and stuff. I don't get why people aren't making kind of a bigger deal about that, but you know, Rockstar, they kind of get Rockstar's a lot like Blizzard. They kind of get you know,
free passes.
Yeah, they get a free pass, exactly.
Z, I'll say this though, when you're watching it on YouTube, you gotta hit the little gear icon on the bottom. Take it out.
No shit, Sherlock. I know that.
He's explaining the next gen how to watch it in 4K.
Title hence my name.
Like,
next
I wondered
gen.
why it said 360. I knew that was my favorite console. I just thought you did.
Yeah, next gen 480i. I'm just saying. I wasn't you know too you know.
You gotta rewatch that. But what I will say is like even though that was captured on the Pro, and I don't know what the resolution is. It could be 1440p. It could be 800p. Either way, that looks fantastic. I'm not going to downplay that. It might look better on the X being native 4K if it is, but the Pro looks fucking fantastic, man. I got to be honest there.
Yeah, PC gamers started their petition to get it on PC as well.
Well, yeah, they have to wait at least a year.
70,000 or maybe 100,000 by now signatures on it.
Hey, man. Hey,
they're going to wait about a year, so.
Yo, Chris on fire tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody.
He said he tweaked it up, man. He's had a couple subpar shows according to him, so he's trying.
I've been shit the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he's up in the ante today, man, with that Spider-Man stuff, man. Hey, Spider-Man, right?
Hey, you one janky motherfucker, bro. I swear to God. Jesus. But
I was trying hard to find a web slinger sound, man.
No, that
is good. You know, you should have got
from the game.
Yeah,
you should have got that woman from that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man where she's singing it in the subway. Because that sounds pretty damn funny too, but
shit, man. I don't know.
Hey, shout out to the best Spider-Man, Toby.
You got to get the Homer Simpson doing.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Spider-Man 3 killed Toby though.
I
when he started like dancing and shit.
Hey, you know what killed Toby was Sony. They were the ones that were like
Sony literally killed Toby.
They did.
No,
they were like, you know, this is what happened. They told Sam Raimi to add Venom. He didn't want to add Venom.
It was
so that threw it. That messed up that part. And they wanted to. They told him to film it in 3D.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea how to do 3D.
And so started production on it. That's what killed it. You know what I mean?
And same thing with the Amazing Spider-Man, which that was a horrible series anyway. But there was going to be more. But Andrew Garfield.
Oh, the Facebook guy was alright.
He didn't show up for that fucking big presser.
Yeah, he didn't show up for the presser, so Kaz Hirai fired him.
Yeah.
And I mean
they never landed at Disney, but no, Tom Holland Spider-Man's great though.
He is. I think he does. I mean, he's gone now, so we don't have to worry about it. But he didn't feel so good. You know, and I gotta say though, like Sony is so.
You're a piece of shit crap.
So Sony is so weird, right? Like, because please, they're already filming the next one. He's obviously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So Sony's so weird, right? Because they never get any shit for anything, like. But their movies are horrible, and their ideas for their movies, like Venom, looks like trash.
You think so?
And yeah, not only does it look like
Venom
trash,
is just a mess.
But like supposedly there's no Spider-Man in that movie, and
there is no Spider-Man.
And they're doing
Venom doesn't even have the white spider on his
and
chest.
hey, check this out. And they're doing these other. They have like
a Black Cat movie or whatever.
Yeah, they're doing they own a bunch of Marvel characters, and so they're doing their own. They're trying to like do their own Marvel Cinematic Universe deal.
They own like all the Spider-Man characters, so like all those villains, and they're going off that.
Like they're gonna do a Kraven the Hunter. Who the hell is gonna watch Kraven the Hunter?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Like, hey, let's go check out that Kraven the Hunter movie.
The movie was supposed to be rated R, but apparently they might switch it back to PG-13 now.
No, they really are. Venom is a badass.
No, but they might switch back to PG-13 because it's not tracking well so far.
I like the trailer that I've seen so far, to be honest.
That's
There's
cool.
a few things I don't like. I don't like that he doesn't have the Spider-Man emblem on his chest, but it makes sense because, you know, he's not interacting with Spider-Man. If you read the comics, he gets that emblem after he bonds with Spider-Man. But what I don't like is how you're gonna have a Venom movie, and it's like obviously a Venom origin movie, and Spider-Man's not involved, because if you're gonna go by the comics, you're gonna stay faithful to the comics. It bonded with Eddie Brock after Spider-Man rejected him. So
yeah.
You're
honestly,
up the
for me,
whole
like
character.
you could change the origin, honestly, as long as the character acts the same, which he does in the trailer. But if that gets downgraded because it might go to PG-13, that's a disappointment.
I need to ask you a question about animals. All right.
What?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what he's saying.
No, I'm sorry. No, my phone had ring. I told my uncle I'd call him back. I'm sorry. Oh, that was my uncle. I'm sorry.
Ordering two large pizzas.
Let me get grand opening, grand closing. No, I'm sorry. I thought that was my uncle who called me when I was on the air. So unprofessional of me. But I don't know. Seriously, for a person like me, a novice or a casual, again, who doesn't really follow much of the comic books. See, you guys are looking at it from the comic aspect. I just look at it from a good movie, the action, over the top how was the
yeah. No, I get that, but even as a casual, even you would be kind of confused. Like, where's Spider-Man?
Well, no. Let me say this real quick, right? Like, I'm not. I mean, I read some of the stuff when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking, 25 years ago before when I read some of these comics. So, like, I have no idea about that. I just know that Venom without Spider-Man is lame. And,
yeah, exactly.
You know what? I think Spider-Ham is a better character.
Oh my God.
But I gotta say, like I did, because I don't really do the movies thing. I don't go to the movies very often. So I did just watch Infinity War the other day, and I watched.
Great.
Yeah, I watched Deadpool 2 last night, and that's a really funny, good movie too. I thought that was.
Wait, Infinity War on DVD?
Yeah, well, it's on. No, you can buy it digitally or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, you bought it digitally? Okay.
Yeah, I got the steelbook coming too, but I was like, I might as well go see it. I would have dropped $100 if I would have went and saw it at IMAX anyway. So that way, I have the two different copies.
What are you buying?
So.
13 seats? Jesus Christ!
No, like if you go with somebody or whatever, I think they're.
Crab has a love interest. Crab has a love life. Ooh, get a date.
They're like 25. They're like $20 a piece or something. 22.
No, an IMAX ticket, that's like at least 25 or more.
Yeah, $20. Yeah, 25 or something like that. That's what they are. And then if you get anything to drink or whatever, like Jesus, expensive.
Yeah.
Popcorn,
I sneak the Coke in my pocket.
Well, I think the whole trip altogether would probably spend at least 100.
That's what I'm saying, man. So I figure I come out a little bit ahead if I get the digital, and then I also have the steelbook. It ends up costing me about $50.
In Canada, we have this thing called the D box, and you sit in it in the chair. Like, obviously, it's a 3D, and the chair moves and simulates the action.
Oh, yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, we have that, and then also too, if we pre-order our tickets for the movie, when it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever, you also get a digital voucher for it. So.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I might have to go to Best Buy to get probably their limited edition steel box.
I'm gonna order it online. I haven't seen the movie yet. I haven't seen it, so.
Really?
No, I haven't seen it, bro.
Damn, we spoiled a lot of it, but all right, let's keep going.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all. But so the panel, just for the record, you guys are saying hell no to it being. Oh, listen now. I seen what's the guy name on Twitter? Young Soul, I believe his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That guy going in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I seen him tweeted something about Red Dead being 4K on the Pro. So now is that from the developers? Who's saying this, or that's just something from the fans?
IGN says it because if you look at Sony's blog. They say it, right?
Oh.
So,
yeah. But Sony's funny with how they do that. Like,
yeah,
they'll say
like they say Spider-Man is 4K. They say God of War is 4K. Yeah, so
well, if it's upresing the 4K, it's 4K in there.
I want to say this right. Here's the thing. I'm gonna step out of my pony.
Frame buffer.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out of my pony.
Wait. Here's next gen walking backwards.
Okay, listen. Now listen. This is why I got to get my Sony better than the L. Because either you guys going to say resolution don't matter or it do matter. Because I see them when they're firing these posts up about it being native 4K on the Pro. Now that should come out. Because here's the first we can say resolution. We got to pick a side here. We're not going to pull the Trump and say on many sides. Either resolution doesn't matter or it do matter. You know what I mean? If you're going to say fine fuck, because I've always said I can get you know me. I don't give a fuck about resolution. I'm just saying because I've seen a lot of people that I fuck. I'm not going to say any names. Kratos, my brother. Hyping this shit up about it being native 4K. You know, Kratos don't take no L's. I'm just saying either this shit do matter or it don't matter.
Do that?
Yeah, I would stay quiet on that until Digital Foundry gets. I thought Digital Foundry did dissect the footage and said it was 4K. Am I missing something or no?
I can check. Was it 4K?
I don't think they dissected the footage yet. That I saw that they did like an analysis on it. I saw.
No one like passed around that video, so I don't think they did.
I think IGN did it, but they didn't really say if it was native 4K. They just talked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's no Digital Foundry stuff on that yet.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I'm sure they will. They're gonna and they'll hype it up like it was absolutely brilliant the way they did 1440p with interlacing and this, and then they reverse Blue Jade it, and it was great, and it's gonna look great on the Pro. But we're sure that the S is gonna look better, but we'll try to hype up the Pro version anyway.
Well,
Yeah, don't do that accent too much, man. Digital Foundry will hire you.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think resolution matters that much. As long as the game looks like that, what I saw, the game's fine to me. Even
Resolution doesn't mean anything to me, but
it'll look good on
motherfucker at like 14.
Yeah, I don't care about resolution at that point if it looks that good.
Yeah.
It'll look good on everything. I just think that it'll be obviously not just look, but probably run best in terms of frame rate and stuff on the X. So I mean, that's also a good thing. Rockstar, they aren't going to be bought into doing parity. You know what I mean? They're gonna go all out on every version that they can. So I would expect the Xbox One X version to be phenomenal. So.
I wish they would just at least enhance GTA 5 because goddamn.
You know what would have been epic for Microsoft again if they would have opened up the goddamn the checkbook then and secured a Red Dead Redemption marketing deal and did like a fucking a Western goddamn console or something.
Hey, they did get the NBA 2K rights. So.
Yeah, I know. They should have fucking did a damn console. Listen, they should have did a fucking theme. You know how fucking. Well, I'm gonna say this right for the 2K heads out there, which is bigger than Madden. Do you know how many fucking 2K themed consoles they would have sold? They put an X, just like the box with the X's, and I'd have bought another one just for that. Just for shits
I
and
wonder
giggles.
if they probably got in the game a little bit too late to do that though. This time, maybe next time.
This is what they're missing, right. Crap. I mean, they really need to. You know what I mean? And we can talk about Sony this $5. What do you call it? I just thought about it. That new thing.
Oh, that shit looks nice.
Yeah, it does. You know what I mean? But like I said, I just wish they need on that front right there. They really need to step their game up when it comes to their their themed consoles or whatever the fuck the case may be. Do you think they're gonna do a?
Microsoft used to have really good themed consoles. They just kind of stopped recently.
Yeah, last generation they were. Yeah, last gen they were.
Now, even this generation, like when Battlefield 1 launched, they had a bunch of themed consoles around.
Well, that was just green, but it was something different.
No, they had like green, blue. They had a whole bunch. The Gears of War 4 console.
That was their last.
Yeah, the Gears of War. That was console. The Gears. Well, even the one they did the mock. Check it out. The mock.
Yeah, the Forza console was decent.
Listen, I ain't never seen the Forza console. I never seen.
Forza and Gears are the best consoles that they
But
released.
listen, I'm talking about even the mock-up one that they did for what's it, Comic-Con for a fucking Cuphead. That yellow one with the fucking faces.
Yeah, I know.
Woo!
That was.
I'd have bought an S just for that. I would have bought an S just for that. That was nice.
I would have bought an S for that Black Panther one, honestly.
You know what? Here's the thing. Honestly,
or maybe that was an X.
Or whatever. Yeah. Whatever. What's going on, Megan? What's going on, good brother? I mean, here's the thing. If they're going to go back to the way they went away from this, is that to me, this is my opinion. Gamers like the hardcore, the guys boots on the ground. We like geeky stuff like that. Like me, I'm trying to get a Spider-Man fucking theme console. You know what I mean? We like those. I know. Shit. Yeah, we like those things right there, the collector's editions, you know what I mean? Just to put in the box somewhere, you know what I mean? That's I just wish they would go back to that. Or maybe they say this generation.
Speaking of collector editions, how about that 500 million sold?
Oh yeah, that's.
You guys want to talk about the
console? Yeah. We can talk with it. Yeah,
that console looks
nice.
Slick.
It's nice.
I like the way it looks, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
It looks
I ain't gonna lie, Sony, when it comes to that right there. They had another nice one. They had Monster Hunter one. I know. I got the God of War.
They had more misses than wins, but that 500 million one, the Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man on.
I'm disappointed with Spider-Man.
In person, it looks a lot better.
That one's just simple. That's all that they went for there.
Yeah, and then like Livewire was talking about the Metal Gear PlayStation, and I didn't remember ever seeing it, and then he showed it to me in DMs. It looked dope, but. Yeah, that I'm trying to think of which one is probably the best looking.
That Star Wars.
I don't know. Maybe
the Destiny one.
PS4 all white. Yeah, that was cool.
The white one with the map design on the top of it. That's still number one to me, man.
Yeah. What up to Diamond?
Just look good. Looks good though.
Oh, bro, what up? Send me that.
You gotta pay the bill.
Yeah, but,
I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Phenomenal. That console.
I didn't see anything. Pay the bills. Okay. We got.
Yeah.
What's
$2. What up, Bgst?
What's going on, Tip Diamond, my good brother? How you feeling, good brother? Shout out to you. I'm sorry. I was looking at the. I was putting the link.
But yeah, no. Speaking of collectors, are you guys gonna buy that? Because that's actually a collector's item when you think about it.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact. And here's the thing. It's me being a pro consumer. Why are they charging $500 for this thing?
I mean, it comes with 2 terabytes of storage, and it comes with the camera and everything.
The camera?
Yeah.
No.
It comes with the camera.
Man,
they're doing the Connect thing.
Yeah.
It's basically like a launch Xbox One, really.
No, I'm not. Here's the thing. I like the console. If they look for it $400, I might have just got that one instead of the Spider-Man one because it does look really nice. But
I'm saying about it as a collector's item because that shit will go up in value.
Man, I'm not.
See, which one do you like better, the 500 million or the Spider-Man one?
Spider-Man.
Honestly, better than that 500 million. 500 million was the PlayStation Anniversary one. That one was
nice. That one went out.
The gray one. What's it?
Yeah,
the gray one?
The one that looked like the OG PS1.
Yeah. The Go PlayStation. The best PlayStation of all time.
I might just buy the controller though. We get the controller like translucent, I think.
Yeah, they're $60, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
How many are they releasing? How many?
Not that many of these.
Oh, so like anybody really getting it?
Yeah, there's not that many at all.
Yeah, they did like they did with the 25th anniversary one or the 20th.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to buy just for collectors, it only goes up in value.
Yeah, $500 though.
I'm not spending.
Yeah, I know.
For 14.
And we don't have $500 laying around after all these fucking games coming out.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Especially like I have the Spider-Man one pre-ordered, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up getting it. But,
I have the Spider-Man. I'm trying to sell my fucking original PS4.
Well, I have the
$50 for it.
Nah, I'm good.
I have the collector. Okay. I have the Spider-Man Collector's Edition pre-ordered as well. I'm not going to get both of those, so
I'm going to pick up the Collector's Edition later. Yeah. But
crap! You decided you're not getting both of them. It's just one. Or
I'm
the
not
other
getting
thing?
both of them. Yeah, it's one or the other, man. I don't need 2 copies of the game, and you know what I mean. Like I can trade in my Pro.
What happens is you could get 2 copies, and I'll send you my address, and you could just send one of those copies.
I know you're a big Spider-Man fan, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like.
Look out!
Hey, watch out! Here comes the Spider-Man, dude. He's Spider and man, half and that.
Hey, can I bring up something that's kind of been bugging me about this Spider-Man stuff? I didn't get to really talk about
it. Go ahead, man.
Here's the thing. Like, if Spider-Man was still being made by Activision and it was a multi-plat, would it be getting this much hype, or is it getting this much hype?
If it looked like that and it was made by the same developer, it would be.
Well, no.
I said if it was made by Activision.
Well,
no, I'm saying same developer. That's just a publisher.
Yeah. Okay, but Activision or whoever made the last one's Neversoft.
I think Beanox or Never. Yeah, Beanox.
It's been like no-name developers.
Would people care as much?
I think what
not
it
by
is
Insomniac, so no.
I don't think
Insomniac is a big thing on why people are hyped. It's a
exactly
a quality developer that's doing it. Other than that, as far as it being exclusive, I think that's another reason why. There's a certain group of people hyping it up a little bit more. But at the end of the day, what it looks like is the Spider-Man game that the Spider-Man fans out there have been wanting for a while. And I think that's where the core hype is. And then you have different branches of people hyping it up just because it's on a certain piece of plastic in comparison and stuff like that.
Well, listen, to be fair, I first of all, without personal bias set aside, the game looks amazing to me. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And again, I look at it the same way I looked at Batman Arkham City. Has nothing to do with a movie tie-in. This looks like a fucking awesome game.
It looks like a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a Spider-Man fan, so I don't really understand all this hype other than it's just being exclusive to PlayStation.
I mean, if you like Insomniac games, it looks like it's one of their best games yet.
Yeah, I like Insomniac games. They're fine, but they're not like I wouldn't put them up there with Naughty Dog.
I wouldn't either, I guess, but they're still a great developer.
Let me play the bills real quick. Tip Diamond said, the PlayStation Anniversary console reminds me of the translucent green OG Xbox.
I got it in my closet right now. Yep, I got it for my son. Yep.
That's an ugly goddamn console, but that
console was clean, man. The controller was translucent.
It looked like Mad Cats made that motherfucker. And
this anymore. Low blow.
Hey yo, and brother, post up with the close ups. Xbox 448 what happened to the Kraken evolving with each update? Laughing my ass off. This they should have been down there looking at anyway. Fuck nigga.
They learned the move vanish.
They took it out and they're gonna rework it and they're gonna come back with more body parts. That's what's gonna happen.
What was the problem with it? Because they did take it out.
Like frame rate drops and stuff.
They're gonna.
The Kraken was definitely lacking. They took my advice and took that bitch out.
Hey, that Megalodon though is badass though, man. Like that thing
son of a bitch pops up anywhere. Like there's multiple of them now.
Dude,
like
we were doing the Cursed Sails. K Mega, you were in there with us. We were doing Cursed Sails and fighting those ghost ships. And then here's the Megalodon attacking us too at the same time. Like, what the hell, man?
We was here. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
like I jumped in the water. I was hanging off of the boat, trying to wait for our boat to respawn so we can come back and fight and fight those ghost ships. And something happened. I hit a big wave and I fell into the water. And sure enough, I seen these glowing ass eyes right behind me, scared the shit out of me. And then next thing you know, I'm gone. Send me to the abyss. I was like,
Hades. Is it Hades?
Send me to Hades. Send my ass
hold on, K Mega. We have you here now, so I gotta ask you, K Mega. What do you think about Microsoft acquiring this new talent for the initiative?
I think it's great. I think it shows that Xbox is not playing around. Now, I mean, there could be two factors behind it. One is because Google, it seems to be going to be a big player into this, coming into the gaming market. I know a lot of people are downplaying them, but Google has a lot of money and they're picking up some talent. So that could be one. Then also just look at the competition, what's going on with PlayStation, and then just, I think the main thing is that Phil Spencer has now got the full reins and that he's got full support from the head of the CEO of Microsoft. So, and they're spending money, and that's the popular thing. I mean, that's the best thing right now that for Xbox fans is that, look, yeah, we got to wait for the future to see what comes, but like getting this type of talent, it says a lot because it's not just coming from Guerrilla Games or from GTA 5 or something. I mean, we're talking about from all different companies, all different devs. It's done big titles. All these titles have sold really well. So I'm the sky's the limit for them, Ninja Theory, and for Playground Games. I'm really excited to see what the initiative is.
Yeah. So who did they actually hire? I'm sorry, but who did they
okay, so they got the team that included God of War's 2018 lead producer with Brian Westgard, Rockstar's Christian Cantamissa, Daniel Newberger from Crystal Dynamics, and Microsoft's own senior director in portfolio planning, Blake Fisher.
And I also picked up the lady from Remedy that was from Respawn. I'm not Remedy, but from Respawn Games.
And she's a recruiter.
Yeah.
So Matt, let me so all these people, all these hires are under one roof now.
Yeah.
Okay. They're all working for the initiative. And speaking of which, Zaire, you're the one talking. So is that Behemoth Awakening or no yet?
I'll let you know when I see the first game. Well, I don't know. That could be 1 out of 100. I don't know what the fuck they may release, man.
Hey, I mean, you said God of War was your favorite game. They got a big God of War person there.
Well, I don't mean they're going to give me a God of War type game. I don't mean shit.
Well, if you just here's the thing. You can look at the type of people they're recruiting for the initiative and kind of get an idea what they're going for. If you get a God of War producer, you've got Rise of the Tomb Raider people, artists as well. You've got people that are used to making these open world type adventure games. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Microsoft to be working on their own sort of adventure game like that, I think. And I think that's pretty cool. And then that's on top of Playground Games going on a hiring spree as well, hiring people from Grand Theft Auto 5, from Horizon Zero Dawn, from The Witcher 3. They've really GTA 5. They've hired a lot of quality talent as well. Now Compulsion Games, I bet they're probably already started spitballing their next project for as an Xbox exclusive developer now as well. So now that they've launched We Happy Few, decent game too, pretty fun.
Really, is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's like it's good. I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna like. It has a BioShock feel to it, but I would say it's nothing like BioShock. Okay. Just kind of like a eerie, like weird kind of look to it. Like originally, I didn't like the game because it was like survival. You got
nobody likes it,
and nobody liked that. So now you can play it without as much of that. You still will have to eat a little bit, and just I look at it as like health or whatever. But just eerie, kind of weird alternate reality British humor, just kind of fun. I like it. It's an interesting game. I don't know if that game should be a full $60, to be honest with you.
So if you bought it when it
know.
was in early
I paid
access,
30
do you
for
get
it,
the
man.
full game right now?
Yeah. See, I had the early access version, and then it just updates when it launched with the full game.
So you technically got the game cheaper then, right? Because early access is cheaper.
Yeah,
than
I
full
mooched,
release.
I mooched the game originally anyway, so yeah,
okay.
I paid $0. So,
But here, Von Lamont in the chat with $4.99. Thank you for that. It's so dry out here that we're hyping up developers being hired. One of those studios Microsoft just bought the game. It's already getting shitty reviews. Go.
Hey, Vermont, don't start your shit, Von.
well, I mean, if you, I would say that a developer that was independent that was working on a game. They were funding it themselves. It wasn't published.
Yeah, it was like Gearbox and shit. So
yeah, Gearbox ended up publishing it, but it was it was actually backed on what the hell is that damn site where you can back shit?
Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter game. Yeah, it was an indie game, guys. Come on, man.
What game is
Yeah,
this?
I would say with the larger development time and the money that Microsoft has and them hiring more people, that would be more indicative. And if you look at their other game, Contrast, it was pretty well received, I think. And I think that they could do something pretty quality for Microsoft. Giving the time and the money.
Stas with his $2. We Happy Few only sitting at a 65.
It's not an exclusive. Why are people
I don't
like?
know.
It's because it was the developer, so they don't trust him. I guess.
Okay, I get. I guess.
People are so corny, man.
Yeah, but honestly, I know a lot of people don't like when we say this type of stuff. But if it was Sony who made a brand new studio and they got like Rockstar hires and shit like that, you guys would be pretty.
Death Stranding. I mean, look at Death Stranding. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. I mean, nobody knows what that game is about. They just seen like clips and. They're already anticipating this game is going to be a 90 Metacritic score.
Looks cool sometimes, but we don't know what the fuck is happening.
That game is going to flop hard, and it's not. And it's one of those things where it's like PlayStation fans can go and say that they're going to enjoy it, they're going to buy it. Prove it. That's all I can say.
It's gonna flop? Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think the game is going to sell well. I don't think the game is going to sell well.
I can't co-sign that one.
It'll do at least 2 million easy, just for the install base alone.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, it depends on when it releases. If it releases as a PS5 title,
I think
that'd be a good PS5 title, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna do at least 2 million. I'm not gonna just.
Do you think it's gonna be a good PS5 title? Do you know what it's about?
I don't know. Here's the thing.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but
I'm not saying.
Never mind. I just contradicted myself.
Nobody has any idea what the game's about yet.
Yeah. Well, what I meant by it's a good like launch title. You know what I mean? Just have a big game off the bat.
I don't think it's gonna be a PS5 title though. It's gonna come out for the PS4.
It'll be both if it does. But I mean, I do think it'll come out around the same time as the PS5. That's my opinion though. So
I see it was spring 2020. The game would be here. I don't know what the game is about. Yeah, I don't know what it's 2 years away.
Really?
Yeah, it's 2 years off.
Yeah, because it takes forever.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it'd be here in about 2020 mid.
If it doesn't get delayed, I'm thinking
that's
really Kojima makes good games. A lot of people shits on this last Metal Gear.
The last one he didn't make. He didn't make the last Metal Gear.
No, yeah, he didn't.
No,
Metal Gear. Okay, well he made.
We survived. No, we didn't do that one.
Yeah, Metal Gear 5. He made.
Don't count that one.
Metal Gear. Yeah, that wouldn't consider Metal Gear. That
Metal Gear Phantom Pain wasn't that bad. It was got a little repetitive, but it wasn't. It's just a Metal.
Well, what happened was it wasn't finished, and a lot of developers gave it a pass because it was Kojima went and treated there. Yeah. I think that game's like a 95 Metacritic, and there's no way.
They gave it a 10. They said it was a perfect. That's when they.
You gotta realize this too. When that game came out, and I'm not damage control. When that game came out, the generation war was just started, so we was begging to get something new, something fresh.
Yeah, we really were.
Yeah, so
that game was on 360 and PS3 too. So
yeah, you know what I mean. So
that was one of the. There were too many cross-gen games, but.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just gonna be a way of life going forward.
720p on that Xbox 360.
Yeah, it damn sure was. It was 720p.
What was the last great Kojima game, guys?
Metal Gear Solid 3.
I say Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, what about Metal Gear Solid 4? Is that not bad?
I wasn't
it was more cinematic than it was you actually playing.
I don't even play the Metal Gear series.
I like
so I have
watching
no idea.
Snake smoke a cigarette for a half hour while the next level loaded.
Snake.
Chris, you're 100% right. That's exactly what happened, right? It's like Snake. It's like we gotta install this game, and then because it wouldn't install it up front, only as you progressed or whatever. So it's like, please wait, make a sandwich. And then it's like smoking is bad for your health. Like seriously, like 10, 15 minutes per thing. It got ridiculous. And it had no trophies either at first. It took a while for it to actually incorporate the trophies. But yeah, that was kind of a letdown. They really backed themselves into a corner with that one because they messed with Snake where he aged and he was all, no, I didn't want to play Snake as, because what happened was they messed it up. Like if you play Metal Gear, and I was a big fan, Metal Gear Solid 1, one of my favorite all-time games. 2, it was okay, but they screw you because you play as Raiden the whole time, almost the entire game, and that's lame.
Oh, wait, what's that? What's about Sons of Liberty? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. So
that wasn't that good. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you want to play as Snake. So when have you really played as Snake besides 1? 3 you play as Big Boss essentially, and it's like a prequel, and then 4 you play as Snake, but he's some old guy.
What you talking about, a Snake Eater or whatever?
No.
Yeah, Snake Eater. He's Big Boss. That's really Big Boss.
Yeah, that's Big Boss.
Yeah, here's the thing with what do you call it?
That story's too fucking confusing.
What's it, Sons of Liberty?
It is. It's weird, but I like that. I like that series so much.
I don't know. I love Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, I did. I mean, the game was
memory card.
Listen,
that was dope.
No, that wasn't Sons of the memory card. That was the one on the PlayStation. Sons of Liberty was one with the PlayStation 2. That was a good game, but the story was dog shit. It was happening in a virtual reality that really wasn't happening, and
like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that story.
That when you play as Rain, because he's kind of looking like he's taking over the reins, and then you have to fight.
You fought the vampire. That one.
I like that one. That was my favorite one.
That story was dog shit.
I like that.
I didn't know what either went through all this shit, then it wasn't happening, then it was happening, and that shit was just all over the motherfucking place, man. Like it happened in a virtual reality type shit. You get to the end of it, I'm like, oh man, what the hell is this shit here? That turned me off. That's what really, really made me in a what do you call it? Goddamn, what's my man? That's it, Sam Fisher. What do you call that?
Splinter Cell's fucking great.
After that, I shifted more towards the Splinter Cell series. You know, what I mean, that may seem.
Make sure you play Blacklist. It's backwards compat.
Yeah, I beat it already. That one and what do you call that shit?
Conviction.
Yeah, I like the Conviction.
Conviction was really
co-op
good.
is.
I liked it.
That co-op is clunky as hell, though.
I never tried the co-op. I
wouldn't bother.
The single player is good. I liked it because I suck at stealth. Like, I like Metal Gear, but I suck at stealth. I like Metal Gear Stealth because he had the sleeping dart and it was easier to do because on the previous gen, like, there's only a few enemies. Like, newer games, there's a lot more enemies and stuff. Like, if you ever play Hitman, that game,
it's over.
It is. It's difficult, right?
It's very difficult.
Yeah. It is. It's good though, but it's difficult. But I liked Conviction because you didn't really have to do stealth, and then But I've been playing a little bit of Blacklist since it's backwards compatible, and that's not a bad game either, and it still looks good too.
It does. Also, that game holds up.
Yeah, because it came out at the same time. 2013. So around the same time as the Xbox One released.
Yeah, and while people talking shit about Rain, there's somebody in the comments, and he's absolutely right. It's Moonson Armstrong. Yeah, Metal Gear Rising was fire.
Oh, that game's good. That game's
classic. Good. That's a great game.
Yeah,
what I
Platinum? That shit reminded me of Ninja Gaiden or some shit.
Back to Pat.
Who made that?
It wasn't very Metal Gear-like, but it's a good game.
Yeah, it wasn't
also in Game Pass.
I couldn't get with that. I
think
Game Pass?
I'm
about
to play that shit then. I didn't know that.
I think Platinum Games made that goddamn game.
Was the game 60 frames or 30?
I don't get it. I just get that wasn't Metal Gear. That was some fucking Dante's Inferno hack and slash.
Yeah,
I couldn't get with that. No, I took that shit. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that shouldn't be. They just stuck the goddamn Metal Gear name. If it wasn't, if they didn't do that.
Almost like Fable Legends.
Yeah, they should have just did a regular goddamn game and named it something else.
That was the first time Kojima was on an Xbox stage announcing that game with fucking Donnie D.
Yeah, he's right.
Hey, listen, man.
He's like, oh no.
Hey, yo, you gonna leave that?
In this adventure.
Hey, you gonna leave that God-fearing Christian man alone, good brother?
Huh?
You gonna leave that God-fearing Christian man alone, Donnie D, man? He's a fucking saint. Donnie goddamn
a saint that basically killed Xbox.
Yeah. He tried to. He almost.
Where's he working
now? Listen. He don't need to work. He has so much fucking money, chilling like me, right? Here's the thing. Well, I know. Let's get to before we talk about this. How did Donnie D almost kill the goddamn Xbox? I still scratching my head over this. Time
that reveal?
Yeah, that reveal, the comments. You know what I'm saying? And man.
That reveal was bad, bro.
Okay, the reveal was bad. But here's the thing. What I don't understand, right? We give you credit.
It was his comments that was so bad.
I don't listen. We got a console for you. You got fucking. You want to play online? What's the truth? Listen, let me tell you something. And Sony came out and said the same goddamn thing. That's the Microsoft I miss. This is a game for adults, made by fucking adults. You know what I mean? It's just I just think that the fact that it was Microsoft and the fact this shit was just fucking
A
blowing.
lot of those PlayStation fanboys, they'll jump off a cliff for whoever they follow. They're cattle.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't.
That shit ain't gonna happen, man.
I wasn't offended by it. I got a console for you.
I was offended. I was like, man. And then this Xbox is $500 in the PlayStation 4. I almost really contemplated getting the PlayStation 4 first, but I was like, no.
Nigga, do tell.
Killer Instinct brought me back around. I'll be
honest. That's right.
Listen, let me tell you something. That revealed to me that E3 2013 to me was the best E3 when Microsoft they had this generation.
I enjoyed it.
That shit was epic.
Great. Yeah,
that shit was epic. You know what I mean? All what the console can do. I can fucking set up a match in Battlefield, and while I'm playing Killer Instinct, and when my friends get there, I get a
Battlefield
notification.
Didn't work though.
No. I'm just saying. I got a notification to go from what do you call it? Killer Instinct to Battlefield. No lag, no load time. Like all that shit was ill. That was all about like, oh, this is next generation. You know what I mean? I was that to me. I wish they would just stuck to their goddamn guns. You know what I mean? And just fucking, maybe they got the power of the goddamn cloud. I don't know.
People weren't ready for that though. That's the problem, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say that's about generation.
People weren't ready for that $500 price tag. That was the biggest fail for them. It was that with that $500 price tag when people are just coming out of the recession, and the fact that you're offering this peripheral that. Beforehand, it was people's choice to buy it, but now you lied and said that it had to work with the console and all of this, and people read through that bullshit. Plus the comments, and then that's when the media really started to start lighting Xbox asses up, and then the look of the Xbox, calling it toaster ovens, it just culminated to be just a really bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, even though the console and the games that were coming out were fire. You know what I'm saying? It's just that.
I've always said this is that messaging. This whole generation, they need a better front man. Honestly, the Jay Alerts, whoever the fuck they had back then. It's just their messaging been a little off. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I didn't have a problem with used games. I don't fucking buy used games, but I like the fact that I could have traded my goddamn games digitally. I think that was dope, and I'm not saying they probably.
You didn't have a problem with that, Z, but there was a huge backlash out there in the gaming community.
Here's the thing: that backlash is still there. Listen, let me tell you something. That backlash is still there because no matter what, to be fair, they damned if they do, damned if they don't. That's what say. You coin the term. Go out that motherfucker and be the behemoth you are.
Isn't Bethesda blocking used games now?
Yeah. Basically, someone tried selling a game on Amazon that was sealed and everything, but Bethesda's like, you're not an authentic reseller, so no.
Wait. What the fuck? Hold the phone. What happened? They bought a game that they.
Yeah. They bought a game for the PlayStation 4 because they were planning to buy a PlayStation 4. They didn't end up buying the PlayStation 4. They ended up buying a fucking PC. So it's like, I have a sealed game here. I'm going to sell it on Amazon as brand new. And Bethesda's like, fuck no, you're not. You're not an authentic reseller.
How the fuck did they find out?
I guess it wasn't by like some dude, right?
Yeah, but
or like some retailer.
Who the fuck? That's like the motherfucker that caught crap stealing gameplay. Who the fuck took the time to line that shit up? You know what I mean? Like Bethesda.
I think that he put it down as brand new instead of used or something.
Well, maybe it was brand new, or maybe he didn't, open it. I'm just saying, like, who fucking took the time from Bethesda, this $1 million fucking company, to go look into, how much shit you can buy on Amazon from motherfuckers? Like, that shit crazy as hell to me. Like, who the fuck domed them out? Like, that's the, you know what I mean? Well, so what they
there has to be more to that.
Yeah, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. I can
the article. Maybe I'm missing something.
Here's the thing, but how could they block him from selling it, though?
Something wrong.
But here's the thing, how could they block him from selling it, though? That I don't understand. Where they put you need a code or something? Like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? They took down his website. Like, how could they block him from selling it?
They took down the listing on Amazon, I believe.
Oh, okay, but they can still. Oh, yeah, they bugging the fuck out, man.
Yeah, they're bugging on that. They're bugging on that. I mean,
like, you gotta pick and choose your battles. You know what I mean? Like
Sony either about crossplay either.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Which and here's the thing. That's where this is where I'm sorry. Where my Sony brother may hate me. I'm all for that. We're gonna talk about this, but Bethesda. Here, you're gonna get the fucking the shame, the Matumbo finger. No, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. There, like now you're just being fucking petty. Man already bought the goddamn game, and like that's come on, that's what you call. That's a little too fucking much right there. You know what I mean?
Because they still want to get their cut. So if he's selling it as new, I mean,
he bought it as new. If he already bought it, he already got their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he's still selling it as new, so I get where they're coming from. I'm not saying I agree with them, but I'm just saying I kind of get why they're doing it. It's not right.
Okay, I'll read some of the article here. It says that many gamers sell their used physical games often to support their spending funds, blah, blah, blah. And then talk about how GameStop does that type of shit.
I'm going to put it in.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let me put it in the chat here on our Hangouts.
Yeah, I'm going to share it on screen.
And boom.
Fucking hang out, guys.
All right, I'll share
in the Hangouts.
All right, here we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, get Naples.
Okay, so yeah, basically they're talking about GameStop's profits from selling used games and stuff like that. Anyway, but it looks like Bethesda Software may be looking to rein in on sales of second-hand games online. Bethesda recently sent out a notice to at least one seller on Amazon's marketplace who was trying to sell a sealed copy of The Evil Within 2 as new, demanding that they remove their listing. The letter included a phone number for sellers of Bethesda's game to call, suggesting that the company is sending out such notices to multiple sellers. Philadelphia-based Ryan Hupp recently contacted by Polygon to explain he'd been forced by Bethesda to stop selling his copy of The Evil Within 2. He bought the game but never unwrapped it. He told us he'd been expecting to purchase the PlayStation 4 like I told you guys, but instead he bought a PC. Hupp said that he often sells used goods through Amazon Marketplace, which works the same way as any other online trading sites, such as eBay. And Bethesda's legal firm, Vors, sent Hupp a letter, which he forwarded to Polygon, warning that the game must be taken down and threatening illegal action for non-compliance. In this letter, Vors made the argument that Hupp's sale was not by an it's not by an authorized reseller and was therefore unlawful. Bethesda also took issue with Hupp's They took issue with him using the word new and selling an unwrapped game, claiming that this considered as false advertising.
Yeah, that's what it is. The game is
when it comes to Amazon, there's certain contracts out there for selling new games and stuff like that. He could have went to eBay and sold it there because they don't really have those contracts there.
I'll say if I could just add, you know what? For this particular instance, maybe it's a little bit too harsh. Overall, though, I'm kind of with them blocking, used games being sold as new because let's be honest, GameStop, all these places, they don't get the money.
GameStop does that shit all the goddamn time.
They don't get the money for it. They don't get the money for that sale. And what a lot of gamers don't realize, when these developers are not getting the money for all of their game sales, we suffer because they're not making as much money. They can't put more resources into these games. We suffer in the end. If they have more money, they can put more features, hire better developers, more developers, just have a bigger budget for their games. So we suffer, and GameStop, I fucking hate GameStop, man.
Well, GameStop will be done.
GameStop's going away, basically.
Yeah, GameStop is going to be just a.
They're open to just being sold at this point.
Listen, well, actually, you know what? When I was kind of wealthy at one point in my life, I tried to maybe get like a GameStop or something. They don't franchise out. You have to, they all owned by one goddamn Taco Bell, Barnes and Noble. I was looking at trying to get like a GameStop or a Foot Locker or something. They're not franchised out. You gotta be, But
their stock is dropped to what?
Yeah, but you might have looked out there.
Yeah. But here's the thing. What I want to say about this, something that I crafted throughout the years I've talked about here. About used games sales, and I said that you take somebody like GameStop. I'm not a big fan of GameStop, and I've always said here on this dog shit platform of mine that when someone walks into a store, you take a entity like GameStop, and they're selling, you say, the new Assassin's Creed for $55, right? So not only, like I said, this is only one of the rare unique businesses. Not only is Ubisoft competing against EA, Activision, Rockstar, they're also competing against the entity that's in charge of selling their merchandise, right? So you walk in and spend $55 because GameStop always like to throw. Well, we spent $2 billion back in the industry, right? But that $2 billion is not guaranteed to be spent on new stuff. You know what I mean? So again, you're gonna spend $55. So again, they lost out on a sell. Hear me out. So then you have that aspect of it, right? But it's like a catch-22, and that's why I wasn't against what Microsoft was doing. I just think that their messaging was a little fucked up. Had they showed people the advantages, so when you went into a GameStop and you wanted to trade your game in digitally or whatever the case may be, that the GameStop was forced to give back a piece of the proceeds to the developer of the game. So not only would you just buy a brand new goddamn game for $65 and you go back the next week and they only give you $15 for it, and then turn around and sell it for $50. They wouldn't have done that shit anymore. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I don't think gamers kind of got there because people go to games. I don't trade my games, and really, you know, what I mean, I went all basically digital now. But they kind of missed that, and Microsoft did a shit job at explaining the benefits of that. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, money talks, and I try to explain this to my friends, but they'd rather just save that $5 and help the developer because people just don't want to spend extra money. They hate the whole idea of that.
My thing is it's like $5 fucking.
That's what I'm saying, but like people are just stubborn.
No, I'm just
You know what's funny is I don't hate games.
It's not. It's not just the $5 though. When you bought it pre-owned, my bad, but you have 7 days to bring it back. So if you don't like it, and that was the main point when I was working at GameStop, like I would tell people why not save that $5? You have 7 days to bring it back. Now, I'm guilty of being on that side of things. You know what I'm saying? I sold a lot of pre-owned stuff. I can see now with talking to like the Don and hearing the developer side of things, like how it went from a 6-month window when they first dropped the game to now like a 2-week window for them to make like as much money as they can in 2 weeks, as opposed to 6 months before the whole pre-owned space. So, I mean, it was one of the things that I used to sell pre-owned games with. You could bring it back 7 days, no questions asked, and get your money back.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I took my new games on. You know, I used to buy so much out of GameStop. If I bought a goddamn game I didn't like, I'd ask for the money back. Hey, just put this credit on another goddamn game.
That's it. That's what I did. I did the same thing.
Yeah, put this on another game. This game is dog shit.
Like I was saying, though, I don't really hate GameStop. Like I don't trade in games.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I never really saw like if people that are pissed off at the trade-in value, like that's a you problem.
That's like, come on, crap.
I've only been.
I don't trade in games. I don't trade in.
I can't co-sign that one. No.
The only time that I trade in anything is when they do these deals for like the consoles, and I think those are pretty good. Like right now, you can trade in a PS4 Pro for $300 off of X. That's a huge deal in my opinion.
That's
but trade in an original at launch Xbox One right now, which is basically a paperweight, and they'll give you $200 for it towards an X.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit,
really
even if you did sell your games, that fucking rate is bullshit. That you would get back.
I haven't sold any games, so I hear that they give low rates, but I don't sell my games. So
I mean, even I traded. You know, my wealthy black ass at one point in my life. I traded in some shit sometime. You know what I mean? I forgot what they had, what deal. I think when I got my PS3 or something. We traded some. I took a whole bunch of Xbox games. I got all this credit, and you add the 15% to 20%, and you know what I mean. And I actually ended up getting my PS3 for one of them for free. I traded so many. I think like maybe 50 fucking Xbox games. But when I go back and I think about it, why the fuck did I do that? Like, you know what I mean? I just paid some games for $50. Like it's just not worth it at the end of the day, man. You know, I don't know, like
it was a hustle, man. Like you thought you was coming up like a fat rat because those games that you beat.
That was the one time.
And I would trade in like maybe 10 games, and then I would get like two brand new games, and then maybe a used game, and then I'm looking like, oh man, I came up on it, but yeah, like you just.
Hey yo, I remember I did that shit because I put all that shit in the car. Chanel was like, "What are you getting high? You trading all your fucking games?" So I said, "Oh, I'm getting the PS3." Man, I sat back with I had a Barbarino on my face like this bitch here. God, you right, man. God damn it. I should get where I can get my goddamn game. I get these motherfuckers about $2,000 worth of games. For fucking, you know what I mean? Like, oh hell no, I would never do that again. But
I rarely go into GameStop.
I don't fuck with them at all.
I haven't been in there in about almost about a year. It's been about that long, man.
The last time I was in a GameStop is when I bought my original Xbox One. Once I realized how convenient digital was, I never turned back.
Right.
I don't buy games at GameStop, but I just like going to the store sometimes because they have a lot of nerd shit in there.
Yeah, you're right. I do. I'm not gonna say. Here's actually, I got some nerd shit. I got from GameStop. Here, ain't never fucking open. You guys can see I got a fucking pony. Fucking pony. I ain't never fucking open.
We got a store out here that's like in my area that I'm at. That's a localized store called DC Comics.
Yeah, I would go to something like that.
You got a DC Comics in your area, a store?
Yeah.
Hey, so yo, Mega, you got to take a trip there for me one day and open the camera. I'll see the money via PayPal. And
I will. Like, and it's crazy because like they bought a new area in the shopping center that it's in, and it's huge. And like you got like these, like the people that's playing like Magic the Gathering and all the Yu-Gi-Oh and all these card games. Like it's a trip. Like they're in there and they don't. They're deep, so like but I'll go there and I'll take a picture of it and show it. Yeah, it's cool.
Z, did you touch on the studio refusing to put their game on.
We haven't actually.
We can go. Thank you, Dave, for moving us right along. We can get into that right now. Okay, well, again,
that's called a segue. Good
segue. Grand opening and grand closing. Listen, Bethesda tells Sony if they want Elder Scrolls Legends on their PS4, they must allow crossplay. And let me say this right, and I'm gonna shut the hell up when you guys thoughts right. I've always not saying since the whole crossplay thing, and I'm gonna say this. Here's my disclaimer. Shame on you for Microsoft for not allowing it last generation. Okay, if they didn't do it, they didn't want it. Shame on them. It doesn't make it what platform. I'm all about moving the industry forward. And again. A lot of you guys, hear me out, because a lot of Sony guys, and especially you got to step out of the character, whatever.
Whatever range.
Yeah, or whatever platform you choose to form. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. So many of you guys out there that I've developed relationships with, you guys support my platform, Sony guys. Hey, next gen, you have this game on such and such. Like, no, I only have it on the Xbox. Like, I always got their multiplats here, right? But if you have it on that, and I have it, we can still play together. You know what I mean? And I'm all for that. You know what I mean? And whatever, like you said, Bethesda's coming out and saying, and it's again, it's just the tip of the iceberg. I said you got the largest game I don't know if it's still that big, Fortnite, right? And they got shit about that, and it's cheaper for these companies to have one fucking server.
It is
much cheaper, and they're all about saving a goddamn buck. So here again,
not only would you save money, but you guarantee your game to live longer because you have a bigger install base instantly.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to touch on this real quick because I gotta get out of here. I gotta give credit where credit is due to the suit, Bethesda, for growing a set of balls and standing up to Sony and saying, you know what, our game works like this on every single platform. You're not gonna change the way our game works, and if you're not down with it, we're gonna pull our game from your system, from your ecosystem. I think that's fantastic. I think other developers need to follow suit because let's be honest here. As much as Sony's got great exclusives and they're the champions of this generation, they are holding gaming back. A crossplay is a huge thing, and it would be huge for the Xbox community to play against the PlayStation community in Madden, in whatever game you choose that has the crossplay feature. And Sony is deliberately holding gaming back, and I gotta say kudos to this Bethesda.
Now, am I correct on this? They're talking about the Elder Scrolls game that's coming on down the line.
It's a card game.
No, they're talking about a card game.
Yeah, a card game. All right. Well, see, I think K Mega can kind of like attest to this. We've been talking about this on and off on Next Podcast, and I've been saying. One of the big things was when EA said that they are backing cross-play, cross-progression and stuff like that, and that was one of the big-time publishers. Now you have another big-time publisher. This is the way the industry is going, and now I know Sony has sold so many units of hardware this generation and stuff like that, but things can change at the turn of like the flick of a switch. And if they don't evolve with the industry is just going to leave them behind.
Hold on, let me
Von Lamont.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, Von Lamont with $4.99 in the chat. A card game is not going to force Sony to do crossplay. If they really had balls, they would have stopped with Fallout 76 coming to the PS4.
Good point.
I agree.
This is a start. This is a start.
Right.
I'll say this is a start, but this isn't a serious game.
No.
Yeah, this is a start, and more importantly, Bethesda hit the nail on the head when they say they can't promote this game as being one thing except for one version of it, right? Where no matter where you buy or what you buy, it's available wherever you buy it, right? So if you buy something on Xbox, you can use that on PC. If you buy something on PC, you can use that on Xbox, or I think this is on like Google or whatever too. So they want cross progression, which really promotes multiple sales of the same game and helps developers as well. I don't care about cross-play as much as cross-progression. I think cross-progression is cool and something that developers want as well. But the fact that Sony is being kind of stubborn with this, I do like that Bethesda kind of drew that line in the sand, and more developers should start to do that, and it'd be nice to see.
Honestly, cross-progression, cross-play, all that shit is just the future of gaming. And people here in the chat defending Sony, please explain why you're defending Sony, because I'm here saying this is a trap. this is bad for us. Sony said no, so it's no. Like, I don't get what your problem is.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out of the bubble for a second of worshiping a piece of plastic and think about it. Maybe you don't want crossplay, but are you really saying it's not going to benefit many fucking gamers? There's plenty of gamers on the PlayStation platform that would love to play against maybe their cousin or friends on the Xbox platform and vice versa. Phones do crossplay. Xbox has been doing crossplay, even with the Nintendo Switch. Sony, stop. Just do crossplay already. I get you want to do crossplay with only phones and PCs, but you gotta stop with it and just go with consoles.
I'm gonna give my Sony.
Stop holding back gaming.
Hey, I'm the leader of the PlayStation Nation right now. I'm gonna give my Sony brothers some advice. The same I try to talk to my Xbox. Some things you can't damage control A, goddamn. You gotta concede some points. And I mean, this is the rule of this shit. How not to take an L. And right there, like Sony's wrong. If this is something that the industry is moving forward to, and again, I look at it like this. This is real talk. I'm just for myself. I understand that gaming is a very selfish hobby, but I give you an example. My brother, Wheelchair Wave, started the wave in the wheelchair, right? He loves Tekken, right? But he has Tekken on the PC or on the PlayStation 4, right? I have Tekken on the Xbox, right? I'm not gonna buy another goddamn copy of Tekken, but again, I would love to play against him and talk shit whether I get my ass kicked or not. I think that's dope. You know what I mean? Why not see who got the best when it comes to shooters? Who got the best shooters? When it comes to 2K and Madden, where the best football players at? I think that.
Can you really get a gauge off the way it is now, anyways? You can't.
Yeah, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
And that just in a way, like, I mean, some people might think that it might cause more division, but it actually causes more unity, because if you're playing against somebody else on another platform, that, you know what I'm saying, that resonates. And if you guys keep playing against each other, then that resonates friendships, bonds, you know what I'm saying? Because you are, you know what I'm saying, because those are the people that enjoy playing the game that you like to play. And it's like what Neff said earlier, is that it brings in the longevity of some of these games that normally die after six.
Imagine, if you will, a world
racers, things like that. Like, I mean, just think about like this. Okay, like the Crew. All right, the Crew, for instance, it's like I haven't played the Crew 2 yet, but I don't hear anybody really talking about it. And that's unfortunate. But if that game was crossplay, that game would have a lot more people out there playing it. And you can have also these groups that you can do on Xbox. I'm pretty sure that you could do that on PlayStation as well. On PC, you could also get on a Discord, link up. It's so many possibilities with crossplay that it just doesn't make sense for anybody to say that it shouldn't happen. You know, Sony is wrong for this. And like I said, going to the next generation, Sony may have everything going for them this gen, but for next gen, having this, and while developers are starting to feel themselves on how they want their games to play, this could be a huge problem for them down the line.
Yeah, what are you gonna say, Chris Steele?
Well, hold up. We put Top Dog. Crop Dog said no crossplay for him. You Xbox motherfuckers are weirdos. But yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, of course.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, I don't know how many people here have seen Ready Player One or read the book Ready Player One, but imagine, if you will, a world that's almost like Ready Player One, where we all can just play together. Look, we all talk shit. We all want to have the best console. We all want to scream that we're the champion. Well, let's put our fucking best gamers where the fucking battlefield is in the games. Let's actually have this happen. We can all sit and say Xbox is the best box, PlayStation is the best box, but you know what? Let's just play some games. And I think, like everybody's saying, it would benefit the developers to where they would have more money, so there wouldn't be these loot crates to where you have to spend money so these companies can stay open. Like, I think people are not looking at the benefit for the developers. They're just looking at
I'm not sure about the loot crate thing. That might be something. I don't know about. Oh wait, hold on. Let me answer this in the chat here. Jamal King with $9.99. The industry is backing Xbox now because they lost last gen, and it's more feasible for crossplay now than what it was last gen. Okay, talking about Xbox 360 to Xbox One. When the Xbox 360 was on top, they said no for the same exact reason, and that's true. Xbox 360 did say no.
I mean, listen. First, shout out to Jamal King. You
gotta realize. I don't know if it was for the same reason.
No, I know it wasn't for the same reason. You gotta realize Sony had a lot of issues with their server last generation. We all know what happened.
Still do.
You know what I mean? And be honest with you, Microsoft didn't want to open up their servers to anyone really, even EA. That's why Madden and all that shit went online for the original Xbox back then. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they were right or wrong, but Microsoft was sticklers when it comes to opening up their network.
Yeah, and that's why I say they're like wrong for saying no and shit back then.
Yeah,
didn't offer the servers.
Yeah, but like, again, Sony didn't have the, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it was right or wrong, whatever the case may be. I don't know if the way that they're doing it now, I don't know if this is the way they could have did it back then. But here's what I'm going to say this again. If that was the case, Microsoft is wrong with two left fucking shoes. No ifs,
two wrongs don't make it right.
If, ands, buts about it. I'm not giving them the pass for this, okay? Me personally, I've always said this. I'm all about gaming in itself moving forward. If I can just buy one me as a consumer, fuck that. I have multiple goddamn consoles. If I can just buy one copy of the goddamn game, whether it's in the PS4, whatever the case may be, and I can play my friends on the Xbox and my friends on the fucking PlayStation, why the fuck not? I love fighters. You know, I love my Street Fighters, my Mortal Kombats. I would love to play, you know what I mean?
You've been ducking me in Injustice.
Yeah, I kick my ass in
Injustice. But, Z, let's just call it how it is. As we know, more games today are games as a service, gas. And a lot of people hate that word because they think of like Sea of Thieves. But then again, if you like games like GTA and probably this upcoming Red Dead, then you're a hypocrite for saying games as a service is a bad thing. Even games like Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch are somewhat games as a service because it's just one game that's building content on top of it. But with that said, these type of games, it's just they're only making one, right? So they're not going to make a sequel. And they're afraid. What if a new hotness comes out and it takes away their whole player base? But with Crossplay, their player base is automatically one huge fucking player base. So even if the new hotness takes people away, there's probably going to be enough left over to keep the game alive, keep the game making money, and help out the developer at the end of the day. Because it's if you're saying no to Crossplay, you're saying no to moving gaming forward. You're saying no to helping keep these games alive. You're saying no to helping these developers get more money to provide you with content. At the end of the day, At the end of the day, stop fighting for these corporations. Let the corporations fight for you.
Okay, let me say this. Well, shout out to All Day, diabetic bastard. He said, you fuck niggas. Stop worrying about crossplays and worry about some good goddamn games on your platform first.
Well, we're already taking away God of War people and Rockstar people, so I don't know what you want me to say.
Hey, now, come on, goddamn. Come on now, goddamn. Jesus. Drink this water here.
All Day don't have a Xbox, do he? I think
he got an X. What the fuck you talking about? He bought this shit alone. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, he sold it.
He sold his X.
He sold it. Yeah,
shit.
So,
God damn it.
Woo! So I mean, come on. No, worry about having all your consoles.
Hey, now listen here. Now, last time I checked him, he was a God-fearing, he's a Christian. Don't listen. You gotta take the path of Christ. We ain't about to throw my man All Day under the bus, right? He said my man he said All Day was scrap for cash.
He posted it on Twitter.
He was scrap for cash. He took the shit to the pawn shop. Come on, we ain't doing that here.
See, I didn't say he put it in the pawn shop. I don't know.
Let me send you a link here. Let me send you a link here. So a lot of people are saying PlayStation gamers don't want crossplay.
You put the link in that chat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Put it in here?
Yeah.
Put it again, please. They pop up.
All right.
Why we got some silence?
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Right here. Hey, Chris, you on one today, baby. You on one. Here you go here. Please. All right, let's see what we got going here. What we got going on right
So
here.
people are saying no one wants crossplay, at least on the PlayStation side.
All right, we got here.
This petition says otherwise.
They got 35,000 losers out there begging for crossplay on the Sony side of things. I would love to give them the choice to play against Xbox
And if you scroll down and hit view all reasons for signing, there's still people fucking signing this thing daily. Like the last one was from 2 days ago.
Let me read this. Okay, we got here. I would love to.
You gotta like hit it twice.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm open. It's up. Hey, so let me make it a little bigger for the audience can see.
You know, King Pony himself, Greg Miller, wants crossplay.
All right, he says here, I would like to be given the choice to play against Xbox players. Cool. We need to show PS4 is the best. That's what I'm saying for competition. I wish to play with my friends on the PS4 using my Xbox. Okay. It's stupid not to have this feature. Unite the gaming community, make your consumers happy. It's a simple thing that will pay out in years to come. I'm with that.
So how many people signed that again? Yeah, Can you read that number?
Top so far we got over 35,000.
Oh, but no one wants crossplay, right?
Yeah. Well, they're going to tell you that number is small compared to how many people have a PS4. That's the next.
Yep, that's what they're going to run to.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, at the end of the day, you got the people that are going to say this. The only reason Microsoft is open to this because they're getting their teeth kicked in this generation. I mean, they're going to say that. But listen,
they're still going to want it next generation too. Like,
yeah, about to say, like at Google and Amazon, whatever they do, they're going to do crossplay with them as well.
Okay,
and that's also good. Yeah. And it's also good for the gamer that doesn't want to buy multiple consoles. If they have crossplay for those certain games, or if they don't want to, or if they have to sell it, whatever the case may be. The fact of it is that if
you ain't shit, man.
I'm not. I'm
you know
just
what?
saying.
You know what could potentially happen?
It's got a lot of benefits, man. This crossplay benefits all gamers. It shouldn't just be like, hey, this is a new Xbox thing. This, regardless, this is a gamer.
Let's ask the real question: why are they against crossplay? Is it necessarily bad for them, or is it because their Sony overlord is saying no, so they have to go with it?
Sony
just think for yourself. Crap is, like you said, crap. On one end, he doesn't care about the whole crossplay.
I do.
But is he trying to block it?
Progression, though.
No, I mean, I'm fine with it if they want to give us the option to turn it off. Like, I'm more for cross progression because I'll often buy multiple copies of the game for both platforms, depending on what game it is. And so I would love the idea to be able to carry over certain things, and everybody wins because Sony's still going to get a sale of a game. Xbox is going to get a sale of a game. Developers are getting 2 sales. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody that it doesn't help, actually. So I think that that's something that these companies have to really look into. And as we go further along, there's going to be less and less options. Like, if Google or Amazon or whoever, if we're playing streaming stuff, like, you're not going to know who the hell you're really playing against anyway, honestly. Like, we're getting to that point.
What could potentially happen is developers, these third-party developers could say, okay, Sony, you don't want to allow crossplay. Well, we're only going to have one server for crossplay. You're only going to be able to be allowed to be sold the single-player aspect of the game. And if this game doesn't have a single-player aspect like Overwatch, then you're fucked. Because that's what potentially could happen if Sony doesn't start allowing crossplay. These developers could grow some balls and then stop putting their games on their system.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't think Sony's going to bend the knee or change their ways until the next.
So if they only put the single player aspect of the game on their console, you still think that that's not a problem? Like, Sony,
I think that's a problem, but I don't know if anyone will ever actually do that.
It could happen. I mean, anything could happen.
Well, they're setting precedent by doing it.
It happened with Microsoft with EA. Their games wasn't online for the original Xbox for the first 3 years of Xbox Live.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be a thing ever again.
Well, I mean, also you got to look at it like this. They're putting more of these games on PC as well. And if you got crossplay with PC, you still have a bigger demographic of gamers over there than you have PlayStation 4 gamers. You know what I'm saying? And especially going into the new generation, more gamers than what the PlayStation 5 fan base, unless it's, unless they do backwards compatibility or whatever. But they'll have a market still if they choose not to want to go to one of these companies. Like, if just say Xbox messed up on something and they decided they didn't want to put it on the Xbox and put it on PlayStation and PC, do crossplay that way, that's still a bigger demographic of people that they can still make money off of than worried about with Xbox. So I think that this could be a problem for them, for Sony, if they don't get their head out their ass, in my opinion.
All it takes is one company to start the ball rolling. So
are you on PSN, D?
I'm in
he's
the car.
traveling.
It sounds like he's in the ocean.
So other companies won't be so scared to do it now that they see that Bethesda's done it, right?
Well,
so
I mean,
yeah,
they could have
right.
picked
I'm on PSN now too. Hey,
Oh my
D,
God.
how's it going? What's up?
Oh, wow.
I mean, we should see though. I mean, they could have picked a bigger game. Oh shit. They could have picked. I mean, if they would have picked, what do you call it, 70 Fallout Vegas, whatever we call it, 76. I mean, they really was taking a goddamn stand, but they chose this card game.
Yeah, and I gotta admit that is true. Like, it's a very small game that doesn't matter.
Well, if you look at the game, it's because the game is doing crossplay on like Google Play, iOS, and everything, and you can't advertise it as, okay, buy this game and take your stuff with you if one particular group isn't. So there are other games that could employ this, right? I think it would take a behemoth like Fortnite really putting their foot down, but I doubt Fortnite will do that.
The game was
Yeah.
I said, Fortnite took that fucking bundle. They want that money.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
they're making it though. They're making it. So
yeah,
more and more people, more and more developers will start to come around. Well, we're already starting to see some smaller ones. This is like one of the first bigger ones. You start putting a little pressure on them. Things change. I mean, Microsoft was the apple of the eye last gen.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft made a 180 in less than a month.
Yep. And Sony eventually would have to come around if some of these big developers are like, hey, we really would like, crossplay.
I think it's just an issue that won't go away for Sony though. Like no matter how much they want to just stop and people just stop talking about it, it just keeps coming back up somehow.
Because that's where the industry is going. So you're going to have more and more publishers coming out saying that this is where they want to go. You're going to have 2 of the 3 kind of like industry leaders in terms of hardware, with Nintendo and Microsoft saying that they're down for it. The only company that's saying no right now is Sony in terms of crossplay around the whole board. You know what I'm saying? Not just PC. We just don't pick and choose. It's just crossplay all the way around. And when you have more publishers and then 2 out of 3 companies saying yeah, eventually it's a make or break scenario over at Sony's camp, man.
Do better, Sony. Come on, I believe in you.
I guess what really makes Sony look a little spooky right now is the fact that Nintendo's on board with it, and they're
and that's weird because Nintendo does whatever the hell they want. Sometimes, man, they sold cardboard to their gamers, and that was cool.
Oh, okay, here, go with the Ruham one.
Hey, cardboard's great, man. Don't be knocking that cardboard.
Here we go.
They had extra large ones. I would have bought one for sure, man.
Somebody, Ruham said something in the chat. I can't see it.
Yeah. Okay. So the Ruham was $19.99. Thank you for that. What if one console is faster, the other one console lags? What good is crossplay? Is dope, but I think about this issue, agree with crap about cross progression, keep the good work.
Well, that
one console is faster than the other, and the other console lags.
Okay, but you gotta look at it like this. Like I think
what about different?
I think somebody said about the server. Like like you take money off one server, then I don't think that's going to be a problem. Like for instance, if everything is like 2K, for instance, 2K's online sucks ass. Their server is trash. But if they had just one server to where they could have crossplay on to go to everything, I think it could get better maintenance, and you wouldn't have as much lag or issues. Now the problem of like when PSN goes down, or if like that there's some problems that goes on Xbox, which is rare on Xbox, but it happens. Then you got those issues, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal.
It wouldn't be a big issue because they would just scale down the game, right? So if the game is running 1080p, they would scale down to 720p or 900p, whatever, to get it running properly on the server. So it'd be a non-issue. This happens all the time on PC with different configurations, and they adjust accordingly. That's it.
It'd be an option anyway. You wouldn't have to do it. So
yeah, and John King with the $4.99 in the chat. Sony will do crossplay next generation. That's what I agree with. They ain't giving shit to Xbox to breathe this gen, foot on their necks.
Laugh my ass off. Well, I mean, like I said, if this is truly the way the industry is going, just the gaming industry, and again, if it was Google and who's getting in the console the business now?
Potentially Google and Amazon.
Okay, if they're both rumored to get into the console race and they're also doing it and they're on board with it, which I'm most likely they are. Maybe the new people, new kids on the block. And Sony's the only console that's not doing it.
A bunch of hits.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
shit,
and I get just the chat here because a lot of people I think are misinformed because they look at the Minecraft crossplay. Just because Minecraft happens to use Xbox Live, and remember, guys, Minecraft is an owned Xbox IP technically. That doesn't mean all this crossplay is going to be using specifically Xbox Live servers. Like EA, they run their own servers. Rockstar, they run their own servers.
And
like there's
Fortnite
plenty of games
is their own as well. So
yeah, there's plenty of games that don't use fucking Xbox Live servers, so you don't have to worry about that. And some people are like, well, what if Microsoft gets all those active users? Well, do active users suddenly matter now?
They only matter when Microsoft gets a lot of them, right? So
yeah, right.
So point of fact is a gamer that's playing against an Xbox player on Fortnite on the Switch isn't going to count as a monthly active user for Microsoft, right? Only the one on Xbox. But Minecraft on the Switch does because that's an Xbox Live account. Just like a Fortnite active user could be on any account because it's as long as you're playing Fortnite, that's what counts. So let's say, just even though this will never happen, Madden, right? Let's say Madden was crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation. Only the Xbox people count as an active user, not the PlayStation.
Exactly, because they're not technically using the Xbox Live servers.
Yeah, those are EA servers, So
like the Switch just doesn't have it online, and it's an Xbox-owned IP, so that's why they're using Xbox Live there, which is free for the Switch owners. By the way,
and you get achievements on that, which is cool. I think that's.
But no one cares though. They're afraid Microsoft getting those big numbers.
I think that was more of a Nintendo thing. Green light.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo's swooping in. They're trying to get a piece of the pie as well. Like if you look what they're doing, they're allowing a bunch of indies. They're actually following the Sony platform. If you look at the amount of indies and stuff that they're allowing on that platform, it's crazy. And developers are coming around to it, So I think Sony's the ones that are just kind of claiming they're for the gamer still, but I don't know if that's exactly the case. It'll be interesting to see what they do next gen. I'm curious to see if they do forward compatibility, and if Microsoft does it, what happens. I mean, Sony, if they don't do forward compatibility, literally start over with 0.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that. That'll be dumb.
If Microsoft says, okay, well, we're going to do forward compatibility with the X, because whatever the next gen, like it's going to be, they say it's Xbox One family of devices. So to me, that says they're going to continue on with the Xbox One name. So in a couple years, when there's 70 million Xbox Ones out there, they're going to keep adding on to that. And Sony, if they start off with no forward compatibility, start over with the PS5, it could be interesting.
No, listen, here's the thing. I'm against forward compatibility. I mean, backwards compatibility, yes. Bring my PS4 library with my PS5. But when I buy a PlayStation 5, I want PlayStation 5 exclusives. Tell it to that hardware. They can take full advantage of their hardware. I don't worry about my shit being restricted.
They can still take full advantage of the hardware, man. PC gaming has been doing it for years.
Right.
No, not really, because PC game is held back by consoles.
Well, everything would be scaled correctly. I mean, just like phones, man.
I want my shit scaled. I want my shit to take advantage of my hardware.
Well, it would. I mean, you're not going to be able to play the same version of Shadow of War on the X that you can on the S, like those.
Let me explain this to you. Look like this, right? If we didn't have the 2013 hardware as far as the Xbox or even the S, could you imagine how games would look that was tailored from the ground up to work on the X?
Well, let me ask you a question, Z. Yeah. Would Sea of Thieves still look the fucking same?
Sea of Thieves is a dog shit game.
But I'm just saying, like, I think it depends more with the art style of the game more than anything.
Well, right. I mean, even look at the multiplats. I mean, again,
they're still tailoring these games to run best and look best on each individual platform.
Not as best as they could, though. If something, here's the thing, and you can't negate. If something's built, again, this is why the PS4 Pro games look so good, because those games are tailored for that goddamn console from the ground up. You know what I mean? This is why, again.
Wait. Hold on. They're tailored for the PS4 Pro console, but the Xbox One's not?
No. Well, here's the thing. Look at.
Well, what's the difference? Hold on. There's still a base PS4 and a Slim. I don't know.
You ready? You ready for prime time? Because I'm about to sit you the fuck down right here, right?
Oh, shit.
All right. You look at. I'll give you an example. You look at God of War, right?
Okay.
God of War is on what? You got the base PS4 and the Pro.
The Slim, yeah.
Okay.
And the Pro.
All right. Now, you look at Sea of Thieves. You got PC. Yeah. Got fucking console.
Look at Gears. Why don't you bring up Gears?
Okay, Gears doesn't look better. I'm a Gears War fan. Gears doesn't look better than God of War. I'm a huge.
I'll
give you an example. I'll give you an example. Right? When we saw Gears of War 5, we all said it looked amazing, right?
Yeah.
When we saw The Last of Us 2, we thought Sony moved the goddamn generation.
Have you not seen what Gears looks like?
When we see the Ghost of Tsushima, we thought Sony moved the goddamn generation. Not even close. And that's just the fucking fact.
I thought it was like a dev kit or something, to be honest with you.
Everything runs.
But again, that stuff is going to be scaled onto the PS4, the regular PS4. Is that holding it back?
Part of argument doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
your argument is mute, man.
I think they're just able to take advantage of each with minimal effort, and I think Xbox will be able to do, like, from what I understand from people like the Don and some of these other developers, is that you can just, it's basically a press of a button, man, and you can get the most out of what you're doing.
Didn't Don said 30 frames is better than 60 frames too? We ain't gonna take the word of Don here.
I don't know if that's
something.
He
did.
Don said let the developers create what they want to create.
I'll give you an example. Maybe this may make more sense.
To make the game how the game is supposed to be developed. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they push it at 60, then the game might lose something else that might be important to the gamer.
When we got the article for Gears of War 5, and the first thing Rob Ferguson said, this game was built from the ground up to run 4K 60 on fucking PC.
But he also said it's going to run 4K 60 on the X.
Right. And weren't you the one complaining that the consoles hold back the PC? So if they're tailoring it to a PC, how good would that game look?
But again, here's what I'm saying again. Okay, so why like this? So why doesn't Sony games look better graphically then?
Why do Sony games look better graphically?
I think a lot of it has to do with the last couple of years. Microsoft hasn't put out like any kind of realistic looking games.
Yeah.
Sony
focuses on that type of shit.
You're not looking at. I mean, because Sea of Thieves is a beautiful game. You just don't like that art style.
Yeah. Like a good example, and this is multiplat, and I don't like the game, but that Ninja Theory game, Hellblade, looks amazing on the X. Maybe one of the better looking games of the generation. And it takes full advantage of the platform. Like those are like PC max settings or something.
Exactly. Yeah, that game rivals PC.
But Zaire, let me ask you a question. Maybe we weren't clarifying.
Let me say this last thing. All right, so you said Sea of Thieves, and I understand. I'm able to exclude the fact that it's not my type of game. But compare Sea of Thieves to fucking Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank looks great, yeah, but I'm saying, but Sea of Thieves looks great, man.
Sea of Thieves looks good when you look at the water, the sun, and shit. Everything else is trash.
Sea of Thieves does not look better than Ratchet and Clank graphically.
It doesn't.
For the individual character base, no. But when you look at the environments, hell yeah, the environment looks.
I would say like not even why not just talk about like the Forza Horizon and Forza 7.
I was just going to say that. I was going to bring up Forza. Like Forza. Looks crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on, Z. Let me ask you to clarify. So you said the generation almost looked like it leaped when you saw The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, right? Do you think those are PS4 titles or no?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so they're going to launch. Hold on. Oh, that's not the question. So they're going to launch on the base PS4, Slim and Pro, right?
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
1.8.
So what's your argument then?
Well, I mean, again, because
how was that tailor made to the Pro?
How was it
if
not?
It's going to be launching on the base console.
Because
it's tailor made to the Pro.
Okay. Let me ask. Riddle me this: do the Xbox One X exclusive take advantage of the hardware? Yes or fucking no?
Do they take advantage of the hardware?
I don't believe the Xbox One X fucking exclusive or whatever exclusive Xbox exclusive take advantage of the hardware.
Yeah,
no, because they're releasing games like Sea of Thieves and shit.
Forza Horizon 4 does.
Master Chief Collection.
But the thing is, that's not based on hardware. That's based on Microsoft not releasing graphically good-looking games.
They do though. They do though. Forza Horizon 4 has a 60 FPS option only on the X. Right. So that's taking full advantage of it. I think that the fact that Gears 4 has a 60 FPS option for the only on the X. How's what?
That PUBG working out for. Can I pay the bills, please?
PUBG.
Top dog, yeah.
The newest update to PUBG.
I haven't played it.
Not only was that whack ass comeback. Get out of here.
He said his Xbox is forward compatible. Casual Xbox gamers will not upgrade. They gotta.
And that's true. They will not.
You have to. Here's the thing. Real talk, right? We gotta be honest here. You have to give your install base or whatever an incentive to upgrade.
Here's the thing, though, Z. You're kind of thinking an old school mentality where Microsoft
dinosaur on us, man.
Yeah, Microsoft doesn't care about if you upgrade or not, if you play on a PC and play their games or not, if you play on if you stream it, they don't care.
So wait, hardware doesn't count. Hardware sales doesn't count anymore.
I'm saying to them they don't. I'm not saying for me. I'm just looking at it from. I'm explaining how they look at it. They don't care how you play their game.
Looking at, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they don't care how you play their games, Z. As long as you're playing their games, man. If you don't have to upgrade to play the next gen, quote unquote, even better, even more sales for them on that platform. Like that's the way
they're looking at the 2 billion market.
I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just saying that's how they seem to look at it. I'm not saying me personally. I'm just saying that's how they're looking at it.
If they do forwards compatibility, then they have a base there of like around 50 million, say like 50 million. All right. Who are also buying the games. They're putting the money back to the devs. The devs are making more games. These games are scaling from the Scarlet to the Xbox One. All right. And so even people who didn't buy the new hardware, they're supporting the new hardware by buying the software. And we said software is where it's at.
Hey, but now listen here. Now, listen. I would hate to question your integrity. Here we go. But you also said that the Kraken was fucking evolving. But hold on. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said. That's a different
conversation.
Yeah, but you also said
gotta pay the bills.
Xbox was gonna bring its own exclusive football game too.
Oh, I didn't say. Okay, hey, listen. First of all, you gotta listen. Crap woke me the fuck about my sleep with that goddamn news. You gotta blame that shit on crap. All right, hold on. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said Sony won next generation, new studio for third person. Action Game Ben has a new IP. Ex Naughty Dog employee new IP. Naughty Dog has a new IP also, which is true. Sony is firing.
Hey, I feel bad about that. I feel bad about that Montana stuff. But if you look at what was going on, there was multiple people saying that there was loopholes in the exclusivity thing where if you had an exclusive game.
Look, that man just trolled you guys. He just trolled you guys.
Hey, Joe Montana. Joe Montana. Listen, Joe Montana was at the Microsoft campus tweeting about it.
The greatest troll ever.
Hey, but no, the developer fucking DM'd me on fucking Twitter. That would really fucking fuel the goddamn fire. Hold on. Shout out to Thomas Franks. Z, I know you love God of War. It doesn't look better than Gears 5. I'm sorry, King, but it doesn't. There's no racer that looks better than 4.
I forgot to bring up Gears 5. Gears 5 looks stunning,
here's the thing.
bro.
I didn't say God of War looks better than Gears 5. I said God of War looks better than Gears of War 4.
Because it came out 2 years before.
Yeah,
2 years before, Gears with the enhancements of the X, man, it looks insane.
I'm not
it's not that far off.
Z plays this shit like every night.
I'm not saying that it doesn't.
Z plays Gears of War more than anything on his PlayStation.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. But
he plays the multiplayer, but not the story, though. That you know what I'm saying?
What's that something different in the story? I know what I'm saying is, look at The Last of Us 2, right? And compare it to Gears of War 5.
I think that comes down to Sony developers are better at pushing graphics than Microsoft developers right now. I think that's all that really comes down to because it's the same principle. The Last of Us 2 is a PS4 title, just like Gears of War 5 is an Xbox One title. They're both tailor-made to the X and Pro. It's just Naughty Dog is better at pushing graphics than, the Coalition.
Naughty Dog has always been great at pushing graphics.
To be fair, I think the next Halo, I think Gears 5, all those games are going to push it graphically.
Right.
And then whatever else we may see from them is going to push it as well. I think that, it's fair to say that Sony's done a good job at putting out those more realistic games over the last couple of years. Microsoft hasn't really put out much of shit. So I would say let's come back and visit this discussion over the next couple of years and see how they stack up now that Microsoft seems to be investing. I think that'd be a good kind of thing to do. But I think Forza Horizon 4, to be fair, looks great. I thought 4 5 looked amazing what we saw last at E3. I thought that looked fantastic. So I'm very confident and hopeful that Microsoft is going to really knock it out of the park with their exclusives.
And let me say this, Ori in the Blind Forest, or the second Ori that's coming out.
Yeah.
I got to see that play on the floor. That game looks insane.
Okay.
It's a cartoon-looking game, but it's got that art style that you don't like, but that game is stupid beautiful. It looks twice as better than the original.
Hold on, let me pay the bills right quick. Floyd Mayweather has a quotable note. He said, why are Xbox hyping up Red Dead 2 and Tomb Raider and not Forza? Sony fans are talking about Spider-Man. Niggas.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
What was the question?
He said, why are
I on multiplats and not Forza, which is an exclusive?
Well, you know what? If we start bringing up Forza, which I thought Forza Horizon 3 was in the running for Game of the Year, personally. If you bring it up, people are just going to go, it's a racing game.
Right, or they're just going to say the same 3 games,
Yeah.
So.
I think Forza's fun, but I don't get excited talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather just play it.
It's gonna do very well for Microsoft. It'll do everything they want to do. It's gonna get a big bump for Game Pass. It's gonna sell well. It's gonna score well. I'm
hyped for Forza Horizon, but let's be honest. When we're on BGST and we're talking to our brother Z here, our brother Z is about that adventure game and everything like that.
Yes,
so
sir.
I think that might also be a reason as well. Forza Horizon, as we can see, we saw from the gameplay, we saw the features. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna do great when it releases, and that's good for people who like racing games. They gotta be hyped for that. I know I am. I'm getting it through Game Pass.
I have it pre-ordered.
So. I think it's just because it's a racing game. That's why I just can't get that into it. But it's a good game.
Oh, it is.
There's a lot of good games coming out. I mean, and the reason why I think it's not just Xbox fans, but gamers are excited about the multiplats because we got a slew of amazing when have we had such amazing multiplats recently coming out? I mean, you have Assassin's Creed coming out. You've got that Tomb Raider game, which looks absolutely phenomenal. You've got Battlefield 5. There's so many
great games. You have fucking Red Dead. The last one was
Red Dead 2. Come on. Yeah.
That was, last one was 8 years ago.
Should we not talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good games. And that's the thing, I don't understand why people are downplaying Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider is amazing.
Even my wife, she saw the gameplay, and she was like, oh my God, what is that? I was like, that's the last Tomb Raider in the trilogy. she's thinking about picking that up, and she doesn't even play single player games, yo.
Yeah, but can you guys answer this question? Why the hell is there no coverage on Tomb Raider anyways? Like, I never see a fucking commercial for that game. Like, there's almost no coverage for it.
Well, it's almost a month away, so maybe they'll start.
I don't know. You got to like amp up some marketing or something because people forget that thing might come out.
Considering that game is cost $100 million, they're saying. I mean, yeah, you would think so.
Because like I would guess it'll be early next year, but it's coming out really soon.
Yeah,
it's a month away. I think they'll start kicking it up in about a couple of weeks when
you know why Spider-Man ate up all the hype.
So you gotta start marketing now.
I have Tomb Raider
commercials either, though.
I have Tomb Raider pre-ordered too. So
no, well, I don't watch TV, but I've seen a lot of on YouTube different gameplay from this, just that. You know what I mean? I'm seeing.
Yeah, they just showed off 30 minutes of it or something. It looks amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm getting Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider does look amazing. I'm getting Tomb Raider. I'm getting Assassin's Creed. I'm getting, of course, Spider-Man. What else comes out?
Yeah. Red Dead 2.
Red Dead. I know what. I never really got into the Red Dead Underground. I'm gonna try it online and see what all the fuss is about.
Oh, I don't even know how Red Dead Online is gonna work. It might be like
they started the online for this where Grand Theft Auto got it from.
Well, no, GTA 5 didn't even launch with its online, so we don't know what Red Dead's gonna do.
They'll probably do the same thing with Red Dead like they did with GTA 5, and which would be smart. Yeah. To let everybody just get
you force them to play the single player basically.
Right, and then bring the online, which I think is smart because I mean you put a lot of work and effort behind the game, and saying you're going to have people that's going to put tons of hours into it, and then you bring the online, and I think the online is going to be ridiculous. I mean, because the old Red Dead Online is fun.
The old Red Dead Online was like the basis of what GTA 5 became. I know GTA 5 took it to a whole new level, but Red Dead was phenomenal for the time of that.
It was really fun.
All right, well,
yo, all these people dogging Tomb Raider in the chat. I remember a couple years back when we got Rise of the Tomb Raider for a year exclusive on Xbox. There were petitions. People were going after the actress who played Lara Croft and everything.
You're not allowed to talk about that stuff, Xbox. Yeah. Come on.
Yo,
Floyd Mayweather.
It's a meth head version of Uncharted. Yo, whatever, man.
Yeah, but I'd say Floyd Mayweather with the $2 thing. Do you guys think Red Dead 2 is going to outsell GTA 5? Absolutely not. No.
You know what? If it's cross generation, they bring it out again next generation.
GTA 5, no, man.
You got to realize Grand Theft Auto. It came out cross generation because out last generation. I don't know if they added those sales together.
But they did. But the first Red Dead didn't outdo GTA 4, so I don't think Red Dead 2 is going to outdo GTA 5.
Depends on how they handle the multiplayer though. That's what it's all about. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's so much you can do because, like in GTA 5, you keep adding new cars and shit. What are you gonna do? Add new horses?
Maybe new robberies, new bank robberies. They probably add new horses. I mean,
add new horses.
No, they probably add new bank, bank heists or something, missions or something like that. Hold on. Von Lamont said for $100 million, Tomb Raider looks clunky as hell compared to Uncharted. I really hope Black Ops 4 flop because that beats it hot booty.
Hold on, can we agree that Black Ops 4 needs to flop? Fuck that game.
Yeah, I haven't played. I don't like Call of Duty. Period.
It's the first one I'm not getting. There's no campaign.
Crap, you say that shit every goddamn year.
No.
This one is actual garbage.
Listen, here's the thing. I like the campaigns, man. I enjoy the campaigns.
But the multiplayer is actually garbage.
Yeah, like feeling like a badass in them.
I don't like
COD campaigns.
Yeah, like the Black Ops 3, I hated, and this just looks like kind of a reskin of that. And I don't like the zombie stuff.
It looks potentially worse with the superpowers and shit.
Yeah, like I don't want to play Call of Duty Avengers Edition, so it's not really this is one I can promise you I'm not in the beta. I don't plan on being in the beta. I don't want to buy the game. There's just too much other good games going on to waste time. This is the first Call of Duty that I will never I won't say ever, but the first Call of Duty that I'm not buying day one. Now if somebody gifts it to me, that's a different story, but I am not buying this game. That's about all I got to say on that.
All right. Okay.
And then we also got Doom Eternal gameplay, which looks like
Doom. And if Halo or Gears or any other kind of game that has a strong multiplayer ever tried to pull the shit where they pulled the single player,
buy that either.
I wouldn't buy that either. So it's not just a Call of Duty thing. It's a an intelligent gamer thing. So.
I'm a big Halo guy, but if they ever took away the single player, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Here's the thing. I like the Halo single player more than the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is great. I just suck balls at it. Yeah. Whereas the Gears, I love both the single and the multiplayer, and I'm decent at the multiplayer. So, You know, I like both of those. So I think they have both good single player campaigns. Though I love the lore in those games. They do a really good job.
Yeah, Halo has fucking deep lore.
Yeah, that's great stuff. But man,
all right, okay. Well, with that being said, did we cover all the topics?
Yeah, we did. That was a good show.
All right.
Good show, guys. Good show.
Woohoo! Good show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
And listen, if you guys enjoyed this dog shit show today from these damage controlling Xbox, hit the like button. Shout everybody in the chat. I usually shout everybody out.
Wait, hold on. Before we go, you guys think Battlefield's going to beat Call of Duty this year?
Yes. No,
I think
probably, yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's not.
I got to bet with Tim Dog. I'm betting him a game.
Well, hold on. You know what? Fuck, Black Ops name alone sells a lot. So
yeah, you can think about it.
And the demographic at its core, Activision goes for like that 10 to 14-year-old boy mentality and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of other gamers that play Call of Duty. I'm not trying to knock on them or anything, but that 10 to 14-year-old is just the next Call of Duty. Oh, give it to me. I don't care about single player campaign. Just give it to me, and it's still gonna sell like incredibly well. There's no way Battlefield's gonna beat it. Yeah.
I think
Battlefield for life. Let's go.
Yep,
yeah,
I agree.
Gonna get it.
Battlefield looks good. Thank God for EA Access, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. Thank you all for rocking out with BGST tonight. If you be so kind, hit the like button. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. I'm most likely Xbox Beastfire crap, which is Xbox Nation Wednesdays at what time? 8?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, the multiplayer, same time, 7:38. K-Mega, what time do you go live with your show?
It's 8:30. It's 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern.
What the fuck is Central, bro? What the fuck is Central?
9:30 Eastern.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Central is just as important.
No,
as,
fucking
Eastern
ain't.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Central time is 8:30, but it's 9:30 Eastern, 5:30.
9:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. I'm sorry. Hey, Chris, you do your shows on Saturdays or was it Fridays?
Yeah, Double Penetration Podcast Saturdays on Demon Seed Radio Network. Come check me and my dopey friend Creep Queen out. She's got big boobs if you want to.
Leave a link in the show for the show. And also to Xbot, your show is Saturday at what time?
Saturday, 7 p.m. The next podcast on my channel, man.
You got it. Again, thank you all for rocking out with the show today. And hit the like button. We out here.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man.